Daniela asks, I'm an immigrant with an entrepreneurial dream. All my parents care about is college, which I hate. Any advice?
That's tough.
Did you get pressured to be a good student?
No. I came from one of those families where it was just expected. But I learned,
Right, there was no even, it was binary, right?
So I came from one of those
there
weird,
wasn't even a conversation.
No,
right?
no, it just wasn't even a conversation. I came from one of those weird families where high expectations were always there, but my parents were not very good at being parents, and so I was basically ignored. So I kind of had to raise myself, but unconsciously...
You had siblings?
No, only child.
Only child.
Yeah, I think unconsciously I understood at a very young age that the adults were never going to help me. No one was coming to help me, and so I had to learn, like the system as it's presented to you is bullshit. And the only gift they gave me by being terrible parents is that I was never fooled by the lies that the system tells you, like school, right? I learned how to hack the system.
You feel like early on you made a decision that you weren't getting value from your parents, and thus every grown-up during your youth, you looked in a cynical point of view?
Not just the grown-ups, but the actual systems that the grown-ups all operate in and represent.
Yeah.
Whether it's work or whether it's corporations or school. It's not that everything is invalid, it's just that the face that they present is never the reality.
It's so interesting. I, on the other hand, had amazing parents,
Right.
but came to that same realization at a very young age.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so interesting, different paths to get to that place. And
That's
it
what-
really dictated my life, where I was like, oh my God, I'm not this, and like, I've got another, geez, I was in 4th grade for sure.
Right.
I'm like, crap, I got another 9 years of eating this shit.
Well, see, you got out early. I'm like, how do I break this system? How do I hack it and make it work for me?
Yeah, you decided to win within it. I decided to literally go on vacation because I realized subconsciously I was never going to be on vacation again.
You know what's funny is I think if we're talking about unconscious, I think I realized I had no other support. You had great parents.
Yeah.
You're like, I have this other world I can go into. I knew the
Right,
only
you're like,
world,
I need this, right.
I need to win at this system so that I have, because I don't have anyone
What's
else.
the person's name?
Daniela.
Daniela, I'm going to give you very difficult advice. I really think you need to have the most honest and truthful conversation you've ever had with your parents and then react to their reaction. I think if you really, I don't know if you've ever gone there all the way where like, this is really ruining me. Like not like, hey mom and dad, I don't like school. It's like, I'm suffocating and truly believe my life will not be as good as it could be if I go down this path. Watching your parents' reaction to those words, verbatim, will give you a really good indication, because then you get to understand, are your parents wired to really value you and where you are and what's in your best interest from your point of view, or do they really care about their point of view and what their child's success means to them? I've become very fascinated. You might have better insight to this. I grew up in a way where I didn't know like the fancy world, and so like bumper stickers of colleges on cars, and parents telling kids to take on college debt at better schools. Wait a minute, that's in their interest because they get to tell their friends that University of Chicago is real fancy. I'd be super pumped if Misha and Xander went there. I'm like, holy crap, that's interesting.
Well, so I think that's fantastic advice. Let me just add one sort of way to frame this. So when you go talk to your parents, I think the way to frame it is not, here's my argument, because you're never going to convince someone with a compelling argument, or very rarely. What you want to do is start by asking them questions. Do you care about me? How much do you care? What do you really care about? What matters the most to you? And what they're going to say is, we care about you being happy, we care about you finding yourself, we care about you, whatever, right? Get them to commit to that, and then say, all right, if you really do care about me, and you really do, it does matter to you that I'm this happy, I'm going to tell you I don't want to go to school because it makes me or college, it makes me very unhappy, and trying these other things for a year or two is going to make me much happier. Will you support me as I do something, at least and you can even frame it as temporary. Give me a year or two, support me, and if it doesn't work, I'm happy to go back to college.
And support me mentally, right? Like the financial part is
that's totally what I mean.
I know that.
Emotional.
I know that. I want to frame that up for people. And I would say the other thing, like, look, like there's casualties of war, and your parents are not going to be around for your casualties of what they think is in your better interest than versus you. I mean, the gift that I was given that I really wish I could, like stick into every goddamn person is the audacity and confidence at a very young age to just say, this is the deal. Like that independence is incredible. And like, And that's hard for a lot of people, but like, if you're asking me on this show, like to me, actions speak louder than words. If you publicly tweeted this and asked me and wanted me to answer, you're just looking for somebody to push you over the finish line. Many of you are watching this and think it, but would never tweet it publicly in fear that your parents would see it. You're clearly this close and you need somebody to nudge you. I'm willing to nudge you. I mean, I really do think there are real moments in time to say, go fuck yourself, mom and dad. And it's real not from a bad, cool, like broing out, from a, this is it. Like this is a crossroads, and a lot of people get forced into doing it. There are kids with massive debt because they wanted to appease their parents, and they lose because they kick their 20s and don't take the risk, reward things they should be doing to just pay down the debt, and they wake up at 34 and they just finally are at even from something that they decided at 17.
Because their parents pressured them.
100%.
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten older and I'm spending time with parents, in their parents' vested interest of vanity.
Yes.
The worst.
Yeah.